All right. One of the many unfortunate realities we've all just kind of gotten used to when it comes to Donald Trump is his complete numbness, like his lack of empathy, his callousness. It's like we've become desensitized to it over time. And honestly, it still blows my mind sometimes. I mean, we're talking about a guy who was technically the most powerful person in the world at one point, and yet story after story, moment after moment, he proves there's no limit to how little he cares about anyone but himself. And in this breaking story I'm about to show you, trust me, it'll blow your mind when you hear it come out of his own mouth. But before I get into that, let's be real clear on where this guy stands when it comes to the NRA and gun rights, because at this point, it should be no surprise to anyone with Trump. It's always about him. It's about what people are trying to do to him and what he wants to undo about Joe Biden. And before I even roll this story, just check this out real quick. This is classic Trump. And honestly, it's Mary Trump, Donald's own niece, who constantly reminds people who this guy actually is. She said it before, and I'll say it again. If he ever witnessed something horrific, would he actually feel anything? No, he doesn't care. I know I'm repeating myself, but there's a reason for that. This guy is facing new criticism right now for something he did just last night on the campaign trail in South Carolina. And honestly, it's just another notch on the belt of awfulness. And people still think this man cares about others. Especially vulnerable people. Come on, that needs to stop. Mary Trump told a story not long ago, and it's one of those things that sticks with you, about how 20 years ago, when her nephew was a baby in the NICU suffering from life-threatening seizures, Donald Trump revoked their family's health insurance, literally to punish them for doing something he didn't like. Who does that? I mean, what kind of person is that? And yet, people still find ways to excuse him. It's unreal. I don't like admitting it, but this is just the reality we live in. Like J.D. Vance even said who Donald Trump is. It's a fact of life. And yeah, we all suffer for it, but nowhere near as much as the people directly impacted by what's happening right now. And you know what? These things happen, right? That's basically what he's saying. Same way he could deport somebody to El Salvador without due process and call it a day. Honestly, I was half expecting him to say it is what it is, because that's his go-to move whenever something tragic happens. Let's not forget, this is the same guy just a couple weeks ago when 4 American soldiers were killed overseas, chose not to attend their memorial service. Instead, he went golfing with his Saudi buddies. It's the ones who, send him money. That's who he is. And this is what I mean every time I tell you guys stay frosty. This is part of the bigger tear down the Gopi's been engineering. You set Project 2025 aside for a second. Just look at the division Trump's been sowing since 2015. From the second he came down that escalator and called immigrants criminals and rapists. Since that day, the country's been on a steady march toward numbness. And if you can dumb down and numb down enough people, if you can convince them to stop questioning things, then becoming a dictator, or at least running things like one, starts getting a whole lot easier. That's the game Trump and his fans have been playing for years now, and we cannot let it happen. So seriously, push back. Stand up, question authority, fight the power. Because if we don't, this cycle of horror, apathy, and excuses is never going to stop.